that's the rewarding part of it. So the challenging part of it is behavior issues and just getting everybody to do the right thing and or to follow the program as it should be. But then you always get your disruptors and stuff like that. But then when you can use what tools we've got and to turn that around and knuckle that behavior, and then to back up exactly the same thing what you're saying, so the beginning, middle, and end, is when the parents come to you and they say to you, oh, you know, you can see a difference in their child, or, you know, they respect you as a person, as a coach, and what you're trying to do because they know their child. You know what I mean? So it is, it's enhanced that as well, you know, and that sort of, those sort of pats on the back, or pats on the shoulders, that sort of gives you that confidence you're doing the right thing. So yeah, it's built up confidence as well. My confidence in even, you know, like I can speak and like stuff like that, but then like, you know, like to sort of command like an audience and stuff like that, you know, it's you know, before it sort of be like a bit more high volume than just football, coach, but then it's enhanced that in sort of like, okay, you know what I mean? You have to sort of deal with everybody at their level sort of thing, you know? It does, man. It is sort of enhanced a lot of, ticks a lot of boxes, and it's, enhanced a lot of my skills. So, which is, as I say, giving me just sort of confidence to say, let's see where I could even sort of go in coaching. So you know what I mean? So yeah, it's given a lot, you know, in this like a couple of years, you know. And then from the first holiday program to the second to the third, it was all about knowing what we're doing with confidence, which when your confidence as well makes everybody confident, the participants, you know, they know what you do, they know that you know what you're doing, you know, sort of thing. Where I could say the first week or so in the first original program, you got that what's it, spare teacher syndrome, you know what I mean? Like, you know, where's Lionel?
Like the supply teacher syndrome.
Where's Lionel, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sort of thing, you know. But then obviously, by the third, it's just like, you know, proper structured and trying to improve certain elements of it, like, you know, just like lunch things and stuff like that, just trying to think out of the box on how it could run even smoother, you know what I mean, sort of thing. So if that answers.
And that brings me nicely to the next question I've got for you, which I think I'm going to throw you a curveball here. What do you think you brought to Big? You never expected that one, did you?
Oh, wait. That's a tough one, man. It's like, I would say, yeah, just like myself, do you know what I mean? Like me, you know what I mean? Like, but yeah, I'd say definitely sort of another reliable source. I would say definitely brought to Big, and as I said to you as well, it's like, not say to copy you, but we have to have a guideline and be on the same level. So it's not worth like being like, you know, I don't know what the word would be, but like, you know, not being as on the similar level, if you get what I mean. So, you know, it's easy and, let's say, transparent for anybody watching, participants or their parents or ever, to see a structure, you know, and you set the structure. So why would you, as a coach, be doing things that you shouldn't be, if you get what I mean? Do you know? So it's just, it just sort of, and it creates a nice atmosphere. And I'd say, I've just brought in a strong resource like that could take like take something like a holiday program and run it smoothly. I'd say, yeah, that's all I could say really. Yeah, support myself and with the guidelines I've been given, which are, you know, which works and it's good. So yeah,
Well,
yeah,
well,
yeah.
even though I've thrown you a curveball, I've thrown myself a curveball because I've not really thought about or written anything down myself, but I think just building on what you said there, and I think it's like I look at life like football and football like life, and it's like any team, any football team, any team, you're only as strong as your weakest link.
Mhm.
And I think what you've definitely brought to the team is, or brought to Big, is a more stronger kind of unit. Um, Professionalism, you spoke about reliability, but I think consistency and professionalism, which people looking in need to see, you know, not just from one person. I do get compliments. I've had compliments over the years about, you know, parents saying that we've got nice, polite, especially young. Um, there we go. See that, Clive?
Yeah.
Young coaches, because as you know, we always do the work experience as well, give the young people an opportunity to develop transferable skills. But I think it's also nice for them to say and to feel that we've got a strong professional team around us as well, which I think is invaluable. You know, obviously Charmaine will come and say her bit. I do value highly both you and Charmaine as, you know, very key members of the team responsible for really leading the football side of Big. Um, which again, going back to my initial theory around having more young coaches around, but you can't have young coaches leading leading the football structure that you're trying to grow and develop and enhance more. We speak about we want to do run football teams eventually, etc. You know, and you need people like yourself experienced enough to be able to kind of help manage that, and Charmaine, and you know, but yeah, professionalism I think is the key word for me that you've brought to Big. You've come with your own ideas, you're unique, you've said it yourself, you're not ever trying to be a clone to anybody, in particular myself, but what you do, like what most of us do, and what everybody should do, is look at other people and see what they're good at and what you can pick out of what they're good at, and use yourself, what bits you use, and you know, personalize them for yourself, and do it in your way, you know. And I think you said that already, but you've got your own way of how you do things that I've learnt from also. As you know, there's things that you've bought or said that is changed the way we've done things. So a very valuable member of the team that I just want to make sure that, you know, I'm sure you know, but you know, it's I want to get on camera and on here, and that again, you know, you mentioned before, you've gone on a really good journey of self-development, you know, which is not just benefited Big, it benefited Clive. You know, do you want to say a little bit more about what else is opened up for you, Clive, as a result of being on this journey? You know, because other things have opened up.
Yeah. Well, it's along the, like I say, doing the development along the way. As my daughter's just started to, you know, develop into a standard of where, okay, you know, you need to see if what you've learned you can actually apply onto the field. So it's just one of those things. Sign her up with a local club and go down and watch her play a few games on a Sunday. Yeah, that was the initial plan. Yeah, it's just and still do my, let's say, my weekly development program. And then bringing her down there, they've seen her and asked, does she play? Like, what team does she play for? Does she play for a school team and stuff like that? And I got there, like, well, put on purposely. I let her go there by herself with her mum. And then I said, I'm going to come 20 minutes later or so, you know, see how it goes. So as I've turned up, they've asked my wife these questions and stuff. So as soon as I've come over, they've gone, yeah, like, oh, so we heard that you coach, like. So it's like, well, I had to explain what I was doing and stuff like that. As I say, I've coached before, and they were just screaming for coaches, you know, sort of thing, and said, look, you can coach this team that your daughter's on and stuff like that. So it was just like one of those, here we go, you know what I mean? I've coached my son like through football, so, you know, she's interested, and let's go from there. But as I say, through the holiday program, you know, you see the resilience which a lot of these kids develop, is the resilience level, and you know, she was just one of the participants and went through the program and just saw her development, obviously, because we see her every day. So yeah, she got into a local team, Dulwich Village, and yeah, coaching the under 12 girls. Started off like they you know, saying that they're got a good team, etc., etc. But you know, the majority of the team have never sort of played competitive football before. So it's like another one. Here we go again. Do you know what I mean, sort of thing. Yeah, loads of them didn't play competitive football before, so it was the same thing. Just going on a journey of developing. But I say with like I say, with the journey I've been on, I was at a point where I could say to myself, okay, let's try this. Do you know what I mean? Let's see what I've learned now with the resilience I've brought, with the resilience I've learned and the extra shield that I've learned with working with Big. It's gave me that armor to say, all right, let's try this now. And referring back to what I said previously in the beginning, is to not be a parent coach, you know. So that was the mentality behind it, and the development of myself behind it was, you know, to be a as professional a coach as you can be. So I've learned all that in the last couple of years with what I've learned from the past. So I said to myself, yeah, you know, let's try this, you know, and the CF as well, where one of them was to see if how the difference in coaching boys to coaching girls. And on our development programs, we're big on a Thursday. It's dual, like, so I could coach girls, could coach boys. So I've coached mixed groups as well. So, but this was just a point, not a point, but it's just like a target as well, just to see how girls take in football, take in the knowledge, and deliver on the pitch. And you know, like even training tonight, you know, some of the stuff you see, you just think, okay, you know, they just got to reproduce it on a Sunday, which we're working on. But if I can get this team, like, say for example, I walked into a team that full of ballers and they're winning every game and stuff like that, then okay, it's just sort of maintaining that. But this is different. It's one of those ones again where it's using all the skills we've learned and developing footballers and a team. So that is the goal, and that's what we're trying to do. And you know, it's getting to a decent level and you can see the parents as well. So you know, as I say, the package, the same thing as what we deliver with Big, same thing, trying to deliver. You know, the parents are seeing their children improve, you know, socially as well. They've got getting a nice little social part to it as well, which I encourage with the teamwork. And yeah, so it's opened up that door, and I believe, as I say, I wanted to sort of try and get back into football in some kind of capacity, but I don't believe I would be coaching yet now if it wasn't for the introduction to Big. I think that's kick-started this this second phase journey into football, and it also kick-started my daughter's interest in football, and it also kick-started like a father-daughter bonding time as well. So, you know, it done that as a package, and through that we're on this part of the journey now, you know. So, and that's where it all started. It all started from a phone call, and saying to come and help out, and then another phone call speaking to you, and there we are.
I think you've undersold yourself as well, though, Clive. So I'm going to actually kind of, you know, we talk most Wednesdays after your sessions, and we talk for a long time, and we speak after, and you fill me in with the games. You've spoken to me from where they were at the beginning of the season, some of the oppositions at the top of the league, and you know, the difference between when you played them before to when you're playing them now, the football that you've instilled in the team. And I think you're doing yourself a little bit of underplaying what you've done with those girls. I've not been to a match, and I can't wait to get to a match, you know, because you know, I'm going to repeat some of your words to me in terms of, you know, from not a lot of them not even having the basics, not knowing how to kick a ball. Most of them now are very good at kicking the ball. We focus a lot on punch passes. You know, I've said that before in one of my previous podcasts. I think it's so important to get the basics right. You've instilled that in your team, getting that basic right, getting the shape right, getting your team comfortable in passing the ball to each other, which I know from what you said at the beginning to where they are now, they've made a huge progress in that, which you've got to, you know, share with us.
Because definitely, you know, it does give you. That's as I say, football. It's powerful, man. It gives you that buzz, you know. So yeah, even like, you know, some match days and stuff, you come back, you're just buzzing, even though we've lost, you know what I mean? But it's just playing, and that is, you know, that is the way of like coaching and sort of getting the best out of a player, and it's by getting the basics right, you know. And that's what I'm saying. That's what we learned through yourself, through our style of coaching, through development. You know, just like ticking all the boxes of a session where, you know, as a novice coach, you would just go in and you just say, oh, we're just going to dribble through these cones. Okay, but what are you trying to get out of that? What are you trying to achieve out of that? What are the elements that you're trying to get the player to understand out of that? You know, so that's one style of coaching. And then you've got another style of coaching where, okay, this is what we're going to work on, and we're going to work on it, and we're going to work on it until you get it, you know, where, you know, I'd say 10 years ago, it's actually whenever I was coaching, it's like, yep, everyone's gone through this drill, boom, boom, boom. Okay, yep, on to the next one. You know what I mean? So there's no structure, so to speak, you know, where what I've learned and still learning is how to get that structure right. So yeah, I saw what I got to work with, and it was like, yeah, let's go back to the beginning. Let's fine tune. Let's pass the ball. Let's pass and receive the ball. Pass and receive the ball until you get it. You know. So it was probably 4 or 5 weeks of just pass and receive. So they started to understand it with movement and agility as well. I say I like to focus on movement and getting your steps right and your body stance right and your feet work right as well, using ladders, etc. So they started to warm to that, and yes, like the results are still not where you think they should, not where they should be. They, to me, they're where they should be. But expectation wise, I mean, sort of, what grassroots football's like is, it should be. It's not results based, more like Premier League or professional football or semi-pro or anything. But there is that wanting to win element in it.
Yeah, that's the expectation. Sorry to cut you there. That's the expectation, but that's not the development side of things. Football's about, and certainly, what we're being taught and the strong messages coming from the FA, especially when you're working with grassroots players or with children, young people. It's about long-term development. It's not about quick wins, and just because you win a game, it doesn't mean you're developing. But you're developing players. You're developing a player's understanding and ability to play football, to do the technical elements, to achieve the technical elements that they need to perform as to be a good individual player and to be a good team player. And sorry, sometimes that means that results have to suffer, because it's not just about going out there and winning the game, and then you're not actually teaching them anything.
We lost 2-0 on the weekend, and believe me, they came off the pitch. The smile on my face was like phenomenal. I just couldn't stop smiling, and I just had to explain to them how good you actually play. If you play like that, I'm happy. What I mean? So I'd say, you can't, with a developing team anyway, you can't be hell bent on results anyway. You'll be mad to. And that's what you just said there. It's all about the development. So if you've got a team that were there before and now, like, or couldn't kick a ball before and now they can. That's winning. To me.
That's exactly what it is. That's what winning is. That's winning is winning. Progress and progression, especially with young kids, young people. 10 and 11 and 12. You want them to progress in their lives. That's what you want them to do. You want them to progress. You don't want them to just feel like they're a winner just because they won a game of football. That anybody can win a game of football. You can play under 11s against reception. You'll win a game of football. It's not about that. It's about the journey. And I'm like you. Like, I'm more happier when my team play well and lose rather than play bad and win. Because that means nothing, because anybody can win against a team if the team is not as strong, and you'll be kidding yourself that you're a good side or you're a good individual, and that's not helping a child really be realistic about where they are, as far as I'm concerned. No, that's brilliant. So the very last thing I'm going to ask you, Clive, because I know we've been talking for a while. It's been a pleasure.
Definitely.
Where do you see Big and yourself in the next 5 years?
I would see myself as like Big getting sort of more recognition and sort of like just getting, I say, bigger, so to speak, with a lot more sort of because I say even the younger coaches that are coming through now, they're coming into teenagers. Some of them we work through the younger leaders working on the holiday programs with us, etc. They're growing, and if we continue in that path as well. And some of the participants show interest, which you've done in the past as well, of when they reach a certain age, they want to join and be a participant as well. So I think the growth is there with the team you've got at the moment. The growth is there through that team to grow up, and for the younger participants on the programs to join and learn the structure. Then if that's the case, sort of future vision, either Big would sort of have a local team out there. We'll start off with one boys team, one girls team, from under sort of 7s, under 8s, and just let that grow through and the conveyor belt to roll from there. That's one place I see Big. As I say, like sort of being like a hub as well, where young people can go and be themselves, what I mean, with all different elements. Like, I could see something of like what you're trying and what you do is like, you've got a lot of activities for youngsters, like, in sports, your netball, your football, your young coaching sessions and stuff like that. So then then you've got workshops and stuff like that, what I mean? So maybe you'll have a central hub where everything takes place in Big, something like that. I could see that. There's a lot of potential, So yeah, that's probably a couple of ideas of where I see myself.
And do you see yourself part of that vision?
Yeah, definitely. Unless I get snapped up from like Chelsea or
Yeah.
As I say, no, I'm gonna incorporated in that in my football journey. I'm just going to do complete level 2 before they say you can't do anything more. You can't run before you can walk. You can't walk. Run before you can walk. So I'm going to sort of my coaching badges, so to speak, within the journey. Within sort of like a 2 to 3 year journey sort of thing. Hopefully quicker. And in that, just going to use what I've got to continue what we're doing until there's another bigger door opens in coaching. That's the only difference.
Excellent. Well, it's been a pleasure, Clive. It's been a pleasure.
Nice.
We've had a long, fruitful conversation, as we always do, but normally on the telephone. But now we're doing it on air.
I know.
And it's just good, just to like for you to share your journey with everybody else, your experiences, your thoughts, and your passion, really. And I'm feeling and sensing that you're quite pleased on where you are and where your journey have taken you so far in the last 2 years, which is not being far off your expectation. That's what you was planning in the first place, looking to get back into coaching, looking to develop yourself more, and you're living the dream. You're living it, and more to come. So it's been brilliant. Is there anything else you want to say to the viewers, or ask me on air, or anything to end the session?
No, it's been brilliant, man. As I say, first time sort of behind on the camera, you know what I mean? So I might come across not as professional as some podcasts.
We don't care. We are professional enough for our audience. That's how I like to phrase it.
Excellent.
Because our audience know what we're saying.
Excellent. And as I say, to anyone viewing, any viewers and that, just keep following our journey. As I say, excuse the pun, but big can only get bigger.
I totally agree with that. Well, let's see if Aaron can close the session now.
Yeah, amazing talk, guys. I was sitting in the background, really enjoyed that. Some obviously, you know, information that I learned from obviously what you guys are talking about, and I look forward to coming down to seeing your girls play, Clive. And also, yeah, Lionel, obviously we'll come down and take some more footage when we get going again. If you did enjoy this video, please like and subscribe to either Besty's Inspirational Guidance or Aaron Media Central. And yeah, we're going to have loads more of this content coming up. So yeah, guys, thank you, Clive, for coming on. Lionel, as always.
Thank you, brother.
And
thanks, Lionel.
Yep, sayonara.
Thank you very much, as always, Aaron.
Thank you.